Rawr. So I decided it was finally time to grow a Tyrannotitan on the official servers. Now, of course, in real life, I don't know a whole lot about the Tyrannotitan. What I do know is that it's part of the family of the Carcharodontosauridae, of which also includes Concavinator, Acrocanthosaurus, Giganotosaurus, and obviously the Carcharodontosaurus. Tyrannotitan would have been an absolute apex in its day of the early Cretaceous in Argentina, where it happily feasted on Patagotitan, which was of course a titanosaurus, sauropod dinosaur from Argentina as well. Argentina just did things really big back in the day. But anyways, my little Tyrannotitan gets dropped off in Triad Falls and is immediately salted. My first tiny victory. But it wouldn't be the last one, as I realized this thing was always on the brink of starvation. It doesn't seem to matter how many critters I shove into this thing. It's still always starving. Not to mention the risk of fighting critters themselves, but the noise I make alone. This thing won't do anything silently. And to nobody's surprise, I'm spotted. Or maybe I was overheard, who knows. And all it did was send me to Triad Falls. My murderer's like around the corner. It also doesn't feel a whole lot safer. I'm definitely not looking for another free teleport at this time. But I managed to sneak off with the DASP none the wiser. A few days and a few experience bars later, I end up making my way back to Young Grove. That's not hiding. My goal, of course, is not to be in Young Grove. I'm trying to get to Darkwoods. Thinking to myself that my footsteps sounded oddly loud. Was it just an audio glitch? No, of course not. Oh, stupid rock. Hopefully I can just take cover and he'll wander off. And then, much to my relief, he starts walking off in the opposite direction. So the Rex might be gone, but as soon as I start sneaking out, I hear the sounds of other footsteps in the area. I'm just trying to get to the Dark Woods, which is only across the river from Young Grove, but only if I can survive that long. Finally, and it looks clear all around. Even the tootsies. Since this thing likes to scream every time it eats, I've started taking to like picking the food off and just swallowing the chunks. At least I'm sneakier. Always thirsty, always hungry. I still don't even need a predator to kill me. This thing's like trying to die right all on its own. Server crashes were a thing. Remember those? Whether they would have adopted me or eaten me, I didn't feel like taking that chance. I just left the critter and ran. I'd managed to find a few snacks since then, but not many. And then lo and behold, out of the mist and the rain, a dasp. He looks about my size. He looks like a snack. And then I realized I may have just tried to bite off more than I could chew. I can't take another hit like that, and with Tyranno's bleed, I figured it's gotta be better if he's chasing me. I look for a place to hide and keep an ear out. Maybe I can get an ambush in if I'm lucky. I took a moment to heal up, just in case, and then go listening for the flies. Sure enough, it looks like my bleed was better than I thought. That whole dasp almost filled this whole monster up. Oh well, just one more thing. Most people want their dinosaurs to be all big and flashy. Me personally, I'm okay with kind of blending in. I like my little camo dinos. Upgrade. What isn't fascinating about a levitating lizard? Too bad it won't let me eat it though. Felt like it took forever, but we finally made it to the adolescence stage. Initially, I went with Frenzied Tear to see how I liked it. And I also went with Fresh Blood. The bigger I got, the hungrier I got. I was pretty willing to take my chances on anything, even a random roadrunner. But I also figured there wasn't any way I could catch it. I hadn't really figured out how to Tyrannotitan yet. Just bear with me, I hadn't figured out how to use my anything. When he ran off, I knew there wasn't any way I was catching him. Still starving, the snacks were barely keeping me afloat. I also really doubted I could take on a whole Rex. I'd only just hit sub. But I really did debate going after him. But I had a sliver of hunger left and a hope. Then I see something that catches my eye. Just like with the Rex, I have my doubts that I'd be able to take this on, but I charge in optimistic and hope for the best. It doesn't take long to realize I'm not doing nearly as much damage as this one is to me. But I've also reached the point I'd rather go out fighting than, go around the corner and just die of hunger. Of course I'm in Triad Falls again. Well, at least my hunger bar is full. I've also come to the conclusion that Frenzied Tear is not the way I want to go. But just as I'm getting ready to head up to the home cave to change it, I hear something. My camo/ambusher loving butt can't help myself. Well, at least I'll be able to top off my hunger bar before moving on to the heavy bite. I'd reached that point where my hunger bar determined everything. I'm gonna take every chance I can to keep my belly full.
No escape. The only relief of death.
The real sad thing is a whole ass child didn't even fill me up. I had to supplement with some critters. At least this turtle was nice enough to just take it. I was just full enough in this situation where I decided to let this one live. He was really kind of pushing his luck though. Go away, kid, or I'm gonna eat you. It didn't even take a full-blown 10 minutes before I was kind of regretting not eating the child. I debated going back, but as luck would have it, I saw something better. Delicious. And I got a quest done. Maybe it's my good karma points for letting the other Titan live. I was just about an adult when that new update came out, and it had a few surprises for me. I was not expecting alpha critters to be quite so epic. Took a quarter of a nearly grown Titan's health. That's insane. The upside is it does seem to give a lot of food. Ah, finally grown. I helped feed this random chicken. And then it followed me to Crater, where pretty much absolutely nothing happened. Everyone was chilling. I was thinking how cool the grass looked. Nothing but good vibes, and I didn't want to mess it up. A few days later, I wind up at Triad Falls willingly when I noticed a Rex sitting on the beach. I'm trying to figure out if I can sneak from here to over there without getting noticed. Eventually, he gets up and runs into the woods, and I figured while he's over there, I'll make this my time to head over that way. I'd seen the Rex head this way, so I'm hoping I can at least start picking up some sounds or something. But then I noticed the conch. I don't feel like chasing him while I have the bleed on, so I just sit there and wait for him to come to me. I don't exactly want to chase something that small through the woods, but what do you know? I found the Rex I was looking for. I had been hoping to get the jump on the Rex, give myself a bit of an advantage, but I figured no time like the present to try to figure out how I match up to a Rex. And it was right around here that I'd heard something that sounded a little bit like an herbivore. And for some reason I thought there was like an ambush up ahead. But then I heard the sounds of what sounded like the conch going after the Rex. But either way, I take a moment to get the bleed off. I realized I didn't hear any other sounds of an ambush, so I figured I was wrong. And then I went looking for the Rex and the conch. Unfortunately, I really wish I'd stuck with it. I'll never know what happened to this Rex. Did the conch finish him off? Did he take a dive from the cliff? Did he bleed out from my bites? I don't know. All I know is that's finally the first time that I'd gone from starving to full. Just had to take a little bit for the road anyways. I hadn't gone but around the corner, happily watching the birds become one with the dirt. And then another bird that just wanted to bird, and all of a sudden there's a conch. I don't pay it too much mind, other than I'm waiting for the inevitable ambush. Yeah, there it is. I'm starting to think that conchs and rexes are a thing now. At least the Rex seems smart enough to not chase me with the bleed on. Unfortunately, I should say. I personally just wanted a little bit of space from the Rex while I tried to deal with the conch. Not exactly skilled against fighting Rexes, and I decide that I'm pretty low. I don't have a whole lot of stamina left. Decide to give myself a little bit of space to see if I can't get some stamina and some life back. But he ends up walking off, and I think for a minute he's not interested. So I go clear down the bottom of the hill to try to go ahead and gain some health back before I figure out what I'm gonna do next. And when you know who showed up not 2 minutes later? He's not as brave without his friend. Okay, so the Rex wasn't as old as I thought it was. And while I won't consider myself a Tyrannotitan expert, I will say out of all the Apexes that I've played, this one's one of my favorites. I really enjoyed it. Now, of course, having said that, Rex has actually had some updates since I started this one, and I feel like I need to go back and revisit. Especially since it seems like Rex is leaning into the kind of playstyle that I like. You know, my little ambusher. Unlike some of my other Apexes that, you know, I raised and I played for a little while, I can definitely see me continuing to play Tyrannotitan. I really did actually enjoy this one. This one was fun. But either way, I hope you enjoyed yourself too. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and bye!